Hi everyone, welcome back to the Awaken Alive podcast. I'm your host, Emily Ruth, and as you can see, I'm doing this solo. I've been taking time to myself. I really don't have the energy to talk to a lot of people right now, just with my pregnancy coming to an end, getting near for this baby to be born. And so I'm just taking time for me. And I don't have to have a guest every podcast if I don't feel like it. So, with that being said, as the content for this video slash podcast is going to be talking about the divine energies. And as you know, on my podcast, I released a series of meditations that have to do with working on your divine masculine, as I feel like we are really kind of gotten away from the divine masculine. I feel like we're on a pendulum and we're just like all the way on one side and not in the middle. So I feel like those meditations will help the divine masculine, especially if you have issues with that or just want to see what it's about. Yeah. So with that being said, I'm just going to pull some cards to talk about the divine masculine and the divine feminine, because I think there needs to be a balance. And also, with how everything is going, I feel like it's also with the year, I feel like it's time to slow down. That makes sense. Slowing down seems to be the thing that I need to be doing, and I feel like a lot of us are doing, but preparing for great change, I feel like is a lot is happening for 2024. So, yeah. With that being said, I'm gonna pull some cards from my Crystal Spirits Oracle Guidebook. Colette Baron Reed. First, I'm gonna pull some cards for the divine masculine and then the divine feminine, and we'll go from there. So first, the divine masculine for the year 2024. I mean, we're already halfway through the year. Ooh, multiply. Other one. Feel like I need to pull one more. And amethyst. All right, I got multivite and amethyst. Multivite is number 35 and amethyst is number 4. So for the masculine, multivite 35. So transformation, rebirth through fire, initiation, opening to new experience, revitalization, and renewal. So I'm just going to read the general meanings. Just keep it short and sweet. New doors open and you cross the threshold. It can be exhilarating to know that you are stepping out of the old and into this new self, ready for unexpected gifts that come with this initiation. Moldavite spirit is message to know that as you walk through an open door, you're being reborn in a sense, or you will be the different once you have made a conscious choice to say goodbye to what was. Rebirth, as always, involves tension and struggle. Crystals can only form if there's plenty of pressure to change. If you are frustrated, uncomfortable, know that the relief is on the way. So just focus on what is happening as a better tomorrow begins to reveal itself. Your passage into the new is assured, so be present, be open, be ready for healing to take place. This new experience requires a new you, in a sense, a you that recognizes that you belong here, that you truly can let go of the old. You are so loved, and the conscious universe is so proud of you. What an interesting thing from Moldavite. All right. So if you are working on your divine masculine, it's gonna be an interesting ride. Ooh. Let's see what number 4. Amethyst. which I definitely agree if you are working on it, which I have done when I did this when I did those meditations and made them, I was working on my divine masculine, and I will say it does some things, but in a good way. All right, so amethyst, familiarity, unconscious habits, old patterns in need of being released. So with Motivate, you got to do some healing, which will bring about new change about yourself. But in order to do that, you got to realize what needs to be released. Old habits, unconscious habits. So let's see what it talks about. Autopilot takes over when we require rest from mental overload, which happens a lot nowadays. While this reaction can serve us well, the spirit brings a reminder to stop surrendering to the familiar. Be mindful, present to the now, and examine your habits. Are they working for you the way you want them to? Are you overdue for a new routine? Perhaps a small, simple shift that can make a huge difference. What could you say more often to those you love, or do more often to nurture yourself when your go to is to sacrifice for others? What habits could you begin to develop today to build your security and increase your prosperity? Can you see how the old habits these replace should have been discarded long ago? The amethyst spirit's message to you is to be conscious of your habits so you don't fall asleep to your potential for transformation and healing. You deserve so much more than you have right now, so awaken to your ability to co-create a new one replaced habit at a time. So for those that are working with the divine masculine, it's a very interesting year for you. I mean, we're already halfway through, but very interesting. Alrighty. I'm gonna pull some cards for the divine feminine and see what that divine energy has to say about this year. If you are working and coexisting with it along. Divine energy has to say about this year, along with working the divine masculine. I never know how to say this one. Oops. Chris Gola. It's the number 16. One more. And selenite. Ooh. Ooh. Selenite. And then I feel like I need to pull one. So this is just about the divine energy and what she has to say, the feminine. And then I feel like I need to pull one more for helping balancing for some reason. So I'm gonna do that. Then I have a feeling they're gonna want to talk. The one idea for balancing. Fluorite. Such a grounding. It's a lot of green, honestly. It's blue. All right. So the balancing I pulled fluorite, which I'll have all of these pictures in the video. All right, so back to the divine feminine, what she wanted to say about this year, working with the divine masculine. Speaking your truth, heartfelt communication, right speech. Before I start reading this, I feel like I need to say that you really need to speak with your heart when it comes to working with these energies. Because a lot of us are so stuck in our head. And usually the divine and the energy speak through your heart. That love energy, as I like to call it. Okay. Wait. When you speak your truth, you're being true to your soul's desire to participate in the co-creation of a better world and a better life for you. Chryskola, spirit messages for clear, authentic speech that arises from your heart is this: the force of the conscious universe love is here for you today. As you choose to speak up and speak out, for you can be a clear channel for what needs to be said. Your voice is so very important for you to be unique being with your own calling and destiny, and the conscious universe expresses truth through you. Practice choosing your words consciously as you voice a difficult truth or speak up on behalf of someone who has felt powerless for too long. Be assured that because of your commitment to heartfelt communication, your voice will ring out, cutting through the noise today. How interesting. I feel like a lot of us are struggling to speak out, or we're speaking out in a place of anger and not love. At least that's what they're saying. 49 is selenite, which is a very divine energy to me. Usually when I work with any type of spirit, I work with selenite. So it's a good clearing. So selenite, it's liquid light, fluidity, flexibility, illumination, and clarity, raising your vibration. And for some reason, the word sticking out to me is flexibility. And I feel like a lot of us are stuck in our ways. We're so stuck because we listen to others and not ourselves. That goes back to the heartfelt. Anyway, when selenite appears, its message to you is to keep moving past your challenges, your sights, always on raising your vibration to be liquid light, illuminating, fluid, and flexible. For even the earth and her rocks, stones, and crystals change and reveal more of themselves over time. Selenite's spirit message is that whatever the pace of change, you must yield your expectations about how things should be so that you can discover the beauty in how things are evolving. Like liquid light flowing around an obstacle, you have the capacity to move more freely than you might realize. Know that a new perspective can help you see that. You don't ever have to be stopped in your tracks. Be flexible in your thinking, for those is more wisdom in the universal consciousness than in your own individual mind, and it's always available to you. The way out of old patterns is to enter the unknown without maps or well-defined familiar paths. Surrender your fear and know the conscious universe is here to provide you with clarity and guide you through unexpected twists and turns. How interesting. Again, there goes that healing in old patterns. All right, so to help with all that balancing, which also is in a meditation or two, it's not just, the June meditations are not just, just about the divine masculine, also brings in a little bit about your fears with it, or I wouldn't say reveals your problems with the divine masculine or what you need to work on, I should say, but it also has a balancing effect to it. But it's not something one and done. Some things you have to work on over time. I will say that. 24 with the balancing, which is fluorite. Clarity, purity, clear focus, and end to clutter thinking. And I feel like I don't even have to read this because just get out of your head, people. Just get out of your head. It's all they want. They just want y'all to get out of your head and think of your heart. How funny. That's hilarious. All right. I guess I would like to channel. I guess we can do that. Divine masculine, divine feminine. I will channel those beings and any angels that would like to come in, specifically more archangels, to help with that. Messages for these people that are going to be watching this in the now and present future times. Let's see. Hmm. Hmm. So there is a mantis being that I usually see. People are getting upgrades as they work on these energies. It just takes time. When working on the divine masculine, make sure you take in any symbolisms that you see, write those down, or they are very important. Um, they're they're having a conversation in my head, but it's more about me at the moment. It's just something about some upgrades they're showing me, which and it includes my child as well. I'll talk about that another time if I feel the need to share. So Archangel Michael is here as well. He wants to speak through me. Okay. I'm a little hesitant though, just because baby and all. But he's like on the left side of me. For those who seek free judgment from your past is kind of funny to us angels, that is. Everybody judges. I mean, that's human of y'all. Yeah, angels don't really judge per se. We just are at a different level of vibration than most. So sometimes we try to understand, but you humans know best, as y'all say. When it comes to the divine masculine and the divine feminine, you all need to be aware of each. Some of you are more in tune to the divine feminine. Some of you are more in tune to the divine masculine, but a lot of you are not as balanced as you should be. And yet there are some that are in between, and that is okay. You all are where you're supposed to be in this moment, place, or time. So don't fret about that, obviously. Some of y'all might take my words and switch them around, but that's why we're re-listen to this channeling as needed. To work on the divine masculine is something that is most needed on this planet as this time. As for Emily has said, it's like on one side of a pendulum, the other. We need to be at the balance to bring cohesive to peace and earth. Earth's energies are kind of a little out of whack, but there are plenty of people, as y'all called star seeds, earth seeds, is a new term I've heard lately, that pulling down energy to help with those energies. And there's a lot of you working unconsciously, but the time is now to be working on your subconscious as well. Some are aware subconscious, just not conscious, if that makes sense. Oh, yes, the divine feminine. There has been a time on earth where we're so stuck in the divine masculine, which a lot of us humans are stuck in the divine masculine, as Emily would say. That whole logic, the scheduling, the busy, as to where the feminine is more free-flowing, calm, but they all need to work together as one. And we don't see that on Earth very much. The divine feminine is more of a counterpart to the divine masculine. All angels, including archangels and seraphim, all have a divine masculine and divine feminine counterpart, just as humans do. Humans are more in one cohesive body, as where angels can kind of split those into identities, as you would say, but it's just a fractal of our who we are. It is not to be confused with thinking you are one thing and not the other. It's not that. That is all I would like to say about that. Lady Hope is here as well. I am here to help spread faith and hope. A rainbow of colors of sorts to give you the new beginning, a new beginning that you all are going in, a new timeline shift, if you will. Some of you probably have heard or felt that something is awry, and a lot of you are switching timelines as we speak, whether it's shifting your thinking or shifting a new career or job or new place, welcoming human beings, departing some human beings, all life, of course, but the soul is never ending, so they're never truly gone. The divine feminine, yes, like Archangel Michael said, is the divine counterpart to the divine masculine. You all have each, but some of you have not recognized the potential of using both at the same time. Of course, there are times where you need your divine masculine at a lot more than your divine feminine, and vice versa, because there's appropriate place and time for each. But in all, you should be balanced, and that's what we like to get across is that most of Earth, especially in the Americas or Western world, is not so balanced. And of course, other countries are not balanced as well in their way. It's just from observation, we've seen the Americas. That's just our perspective. Not to be taken so literal, of course. And as for the upgrades, as each of you are on your own journey, you will be getting those. But as the mantis has shown Emily, that comes over time and is not something to fret or fear. It's just something that simply happens and is much needed. We love you humans so much. We wish you would call upon us more. That is all. Okay. What an interesting conversation. I did see one of my little hybrids showing me a sign, which I want to say is alignment. It's one of the first symbols I've ever seen. I want to say it's like an alignment. So maybe I was getting aligned. I'm not sure. But baby was sure kicking though, especially with that mantis. For those of you, whenever you see, if you do a lot of meditations or you're just chilling and just zoned out and then you happen to see some beings, don't freak out. Most of them are pretty chill. And a lot can get a bad rap because one bad apple spoils the whole bunch type of situation. But I mean, mantis beings aren't that bad. At least the one guide that I have. So I guess you would say guide. Um, but I'll probably from now on be keeping these podcasts rather short from now. Unless I feel the need to be extremely long. But I feel like this is a good place to stop. But I would like to touch on the slowing down part. Slowing down, I feel like is the only way you are going to be able to work with these energies. Like fully be present and working with them. And I'm coming to find that out, but I'm also pregnant, so there's that. um, I think that's a good place to stop. So with that being said, I'm Emily Ruth, and I hope you all have a wonderful night.
Thank you for listening to the Awaken Alive podcast. If you liked that episode, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Also, feel free to share with a friend or family member. And if you want to listen to more episodes, head over to emilyruthhealer.com, Spotify under Awaken Alive, or YouTube, Emily Ruth Healer.